that how it actually reduces your enthusiasm. The point he's making, that's how conditioned we are to criticising everyone else. The main person we don't criticise is ourselves, because we're pretty good, obviously, because we're us. So what's there to criticise? You know, I've got a nice jumper, and how could you criticise that? You know, but everyone else, oh yeah, easily will criticise. Yeah, he's like that, she's like that. So offences is a big reason, actually, why. Another reason I heard Tamal Krishna Maharaj say one time is that the devotees don't become sufficiently attached to Krishna. You have to become attached to Krishna, right? Attached means asakti. Bhagavad Gita has 3 sections, right? Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga. So what's the first chapter of Bhakti Yoga? Yeah. What's the first chapter? I'll finish this one, then you can ask. Okay. So then, the first chapter is chapter 7, right? And the first verse of chapter 7, which is interesting, that's the verse that Prabhupada lectured on more than any other verse in Bhagavad Gita. The word asakti is used. First, when Krishna first starts talking about Bhakti Yoga, he says, you have to become attached to me. And my Guru Maharaj was making that point, and I've been thinking about it over the years since he said that. It's true, devotees don't become attached to Krishna. If you're attached to Krishna, how can you leave? Yeah? One devotee said to Prabhupada one time, Prabhupada, I resign. Prabhupada said, how do you resign from Krishna's service? What's there to resign from? Oh, you can change your service, that's no problem. How are you going to stop serving Krishna? You know, and if you're attached to him, you can't even think of not serving him. So we have to become attached to him. You have to cultivate that attachment to him. Then you won't leave. So unfortunately, devotees don't cultivate that deeply enough. And they become distracted by Maya. And then another reason why devotees leave, I also heard my Guru Maharaj say this over the years, they're not properly situated according to Varna and Ashram. It's very important you get properly situated according to Varna and Ashram. Ashram means you've got to be in the right ashram. You know, if you're a Brahmachari but you're not actually a Brahmachari, you won't progress. I know the day I became a Grihasta, I could see things differently. Right? It's better for me as an individual, as an aspiring devotee. It's better for me to be in the Grihasta ashram. I'm more effective. My realizations are more clear, and my ability to serve is better. Right? That's not for everyone. You know, if you can be a Brahmachari, that's fantastic. You know, deep in my heart, I wish I was a sannyasi. I wish I was deep in my heart, but I'm not qualified. I don't have the adhika. So you have to be in the right situation. And then in Varna, you also have to be in the right situation. It means that if you're going to serve Krishna, you have to be serving Krishna in the way that you have natural ability to serve Krishna. Like for me, if my service was pot washing, right, I would do a day, if that's my service. I need the stimulation, I need more. I need to study and teach and manage and do different things. So you need to find, so these are different reasons why devotees leave. They don't have the right material situation, they commit offences and not attached to Krishna. And there are other reasons also, but there's some basic. So, there's only one person you can make sure turns up, and that's you. That's the only person. You can tell everyone, I can say to you, be there tomorrow, right? But will you be there or not? I can't control that. I can control if I'll be here. Like I had to give class this morning, I'm here. I can control that. I can't control if Tirthapad.
You were mentioning about there's a price to pay for devotion service. There's a price to pay for devotion service.
Yeah.
And we've noticed that Lord Chaitanya is freely giving
Yeah. Yeah, he's giving it, but you still have to pay for it. It means, freely giving means you don't have to give US dollars or Australian currency or Indian rupee. Okay, it's free in that sense. But, and it's free in the sense that Lord Chaitanya makes it incredibly easy. But if it's free in the sense that, everyone just, automatically, then how come we haven't all got it? Right? Maybe what will happen if we dedicate our lives, and Prabhupada said this actually one time to Tamal Krishna Maharaj, he said that if you dedicate your whole life to serving Krishna, whatever you're lacking at the end, Krishna will cover, and Lord Chaitanya will give you prema. So maybe it means that. But still, there's a price, isn't it? You had to give your whole life. So you still had to pay something. You can't just go home and just, watch videos and, and drive your car around the beach and say, and then at the end, Krishna prema. It doesn't work like that. No, you still have to pay. But the free means that, okay, you didn't quite make it. Like, to be honest, I don't think I will make it 100% in this lifetime. I don't think I will. That's being honest. But Prabhupada once said 70%, right? So I'm really trying to hit that mark, 71 or 72 or 74.5 or, I just want to get just over in this lifetime. So then, Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya and my Guru Maharaj can kick in and say, okay, you got to where we asked at least, we'll give you Krishna prema. So just, you still have to pay a price. It's not free. It's free means that 30% is free, but you have to get the 70%. Does that make sense? Good question. Any other question? Yeah.
I have 3 questions.
Okay, loud. Be loud.
How should we understand the famous verse in Bhagavad Gita?
How what's first?
How should we understand the famous verse in Bhagavad Gita?
What do you mean by that?
It's like that you said that we should understand, if we understand the famous verse in the Bhagavad, that the Pratipadena one.
Yeah.
If you understand that one, we can understand the whole Bhagavad Gita. But how should we understand that verse?
Okay.
The whole Bhagavad Gita?
Yeah, that's a good question. So it means you have to practice what the verse says. What does the verse say? You have to serve the Guru, you have to be humble, right? And you have to inquire submissively. It says 3 things. Okay? So be humble, be really humble. Go around and serve all the devotees and be very humble. That's nice. Be submissive. Do service. Don't just sit there and just take prasad, but serve prasad. Sometimes devotees come to the temple, they don't do service. They just sit there and everyone should ask questions. So you're doing nicely.
And the other question is, how should we get attached to the Lord?
Who what? And him. You become attached to him. You have to meditate on what you hear, and by serving him. So doing service. So we do service. Just like after class, sometimes I see you are cleaning the temple, right? So when we clean the temple, what happens? You become attached to Krishna. Who are you cleaning the temple for? For Krishna, yeah. And that's when you serve someone, you become attached to them. So that's how you become attached. You serve and you hear, and then you become attached. And you think about him all day. And what's the best way to think about him? By chanting. So while you're doing your service, you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Like that. Good questions. Any other question?
When the rupa comes in our mind, that's the stage of nishta. So what is the stage when only the Mahamantra comes in our mind?
When
only the Mahamantra comes in our mind, like Hare Krishna, but not the rupa. This must be something stage below nishta.
Yeah, it's below.
The words come into the mind.
Yeah. Then it means that, it's not nishta yet. It means it's below nishta. Bhajana kriya, anartha nivritti. All of us are in anartha nivritti. Right? We have shraddha, we have faith, that's why we're here. Sadhu Sangha means we have a guru and we're associating with devotees. Bhajana kriya means we're doing devotional service. Anartha nivritti means we're beginning to take anarthas out. But we're not 70% clean yet if the form is not coming into the mind. It means we're not nishta as yet. Any other question?
Would you like to discuss Dhruva Maharaj became ashamed of his desires? Would you like to discuss how within sadhana bhakti that occurs?
Yeah, because at some point in time we have to feel bad or ashamed of all the negative material desires that we have. You know, until you become detached from it or see it for what it is and become ashamed of it, you can't give it up. If we still think, there's some arata means value. If you think there's some value in it, you won't give something up if you think it's valuable. It's only when you see it as anarta, value less, that you actually give it up. So until we become in that consciousness that, I shouldn't be like this, I shouldn't have this quality, or I shouldn't have this attachment, you can't give it up. I see myself, like sometimes I see I'm attached to a certain thing, so I don't give it up. But if I get to a point later on by Krishna's grace, Good question.
King in his name or his king of his house?
Means
He's not like King Ugrasen. There are many kings staying in the King Ugrasen's title, but he doesn't have any kingdoms.
Making of one
Correct.
tribes.
They don't necessarily have a portion of earth to rule.
No, they rule
Group leaders.